Good afternoon, folks. Chief Meteorologist Nick Lilliga here, taking a look at your tropical update for October 2nd of 2019. As we march our way into October, the tropics are at least doing what they're supposed to do in October. It's just easing off a bit. Not completely dead. It's Monty Python, not quite dead yet, but getting there. Things into the Gulf of Mexico are quieting down. We've got about another 4 to 5 weeks of the Gulf of Mexico being a place where we've really got to keep tabs on, and down into the Caribbean. And even out into the open Atlantic, we're still kind of keeping tabs on stuff out there. But as we march our way through October, the stuff as you head out into the open Atlantic does really start to kind of calm down. Even the waves coming off the coast of Africa are starting to have a kind of a more difficult time staying together. I mean, look at this. We can run this back. Over the course of the last 24 hours, this thing just basically goes into nothing. I got a couple more waves out here. We'll have to keep tabs on what these things look like, but I will say again, we're getting to that time of the year where it's just a little more difficult for these things to keep moving. One little area of concern, again, this is just off to the west of Jamaica with a 0 to 10% chance of development through about the next 5 days. This is the thing I was talking about yesterday and the day before and the day before. Where we're probably not going to see much out of this in terms of development, truly. That's why it's only a 10% chance. It's going to roll into the Gulf of Mexico and probably get either picked up by the front that's sliding through the southeast, or it's going to get kicked back off to the south and kind of ripped to shreds. We've got more thunderstorm activity off to the south of the Dominican Republic and Haiti that we'll have to keep tabs on. National Hurricane Center isn't yet, but we'll watch it over the next few days. And then we've got post-tropical Lorenzo up here now, making a beeline for the British Isles, so wind at 80 miles an hour, gusting to 100. The tough thing with Lorenzo here is that the wind field, you know, is like hurricanes do. When they fall apart, the wind field really expands. And I want to say that it was last night, Rex was noting that the wind field on this goes out something like 200 or 250 or maybe even 300 miles from the center of the storm, the tropical storm force wind speed. So a pretty fat storm, all things considered, headed toward, again, Scotland, Ireland, and Great Britain out there. All right, back around here, let's take a peek at what's coming our direction. Not much. Oh, it's nice to say. We've got one little area that was the one that we were watching yesterday, that 10% chance of development here, and then our little area a little bit closer to home, which again, it's trying to do something here in the Bay of Campeche, but here comes a cold front. Not only does it pick up that, it picks up another little area that is trying to develop just off the coast of Florida, pulls that back out to sea. Here comes another cold front back in behind that, so anything that is into the Gulf of Mexico, not that there is at this point, even if there is, another cold front comes swing through, which should put the lid on anything trying to develop, and again, back out into the open Atlantic. Nothing but dry air, maybe a little bit here and a little bit there, but for the most part, things are relatively benign. So there's a look at your tropical update for October 2nd of 2019, brought to you by the good folks at Pine Belt Gutters.